going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you. Hopefully your week has started well, and hopefully you had a nice productive weekend to get some things done and get some items topped off that you need to get topped off. Hopefully everybody is focused on food, alternative fuel sources, alternative energy, things like that. I did a video on Sunday sort of going through my family's compound or bug out location or ranch property, whatever you want to call it. And I think it was important to sort of double back on that. And while we're pretty fortunate to have that property in the family, there's a lot of people that aren't. Having said that, if you are fortunate enough to have a piece of property like that, to where you've got it set up and for the most part, you are on your way to getting it fortified or filled in or stocked, whatever the case may be, I think that it's imperative that those of us that are fortunate enough to have a place like that, that we stock that thing as if you can go straight there anytime you need to, without anything in your possession. In other words, if you're at work, if you're across the state, if you're somewhere and you can't get home no matter what the case, you have enough fuel to get to where you're supposed to go, to that location, with what you have on you. That's sort of how we've set up this place out there. Not everybody's on the same page, at least as far as the members go, of that property that you saw. But me, myself, I'm establishing that, my part of it, to be self-sufficient and ready to go at all times. In other words, I've got the hardware, I've got the fried rice and all that, the steel and brass variety. I've got all that jazz. I've got food, I've got water capabilities, I've got clothing, I've got first aid, I've got heat, I've got, all that. I even got a TV with some DVDs. I think it's important that you set yourself up in order to drop what you're doing and go to that place. Sometimes I think we get wrapped up in this procedure or this, orderly thing that we're going to have in place if SHTF goes down. Like, you're always going to be able to go home and get your bags and get your pets and all that. You may be in a position where you can't do that. So, again, I've set this thing up like it's ready to go wherever I'm at. I don't need to go pack. I don't need to go grab anything. Now, there's some stuff that I'd probably like to have that I'm not going to have out there because there's just not the space to store everything. But with what I have out there right now, I could survive just fine. Now, I'm not saying it would be completely comfortable. I'm not saying it would be luxury, but I could drop what I have right now, this minute, and get to that place within 3 hours, barring any crazy traffic or snafus, and be just fine. So I would encourage people to kind of adopt that mindset. What if I have to leave right now? If all I have is my vehicle and what's in it, and I have to leave right now and go to that spot, am I going to be okay? Or can I do it? If the answer is no, you probably want to work on that. And we talk about keeping your gas tank, or your fuel tanks halfway full, minimum. This is part of the reason for that. So you can drop what you're doing and get to where you need to go. Now, if you're 2 or 3 states away, not going to be much help there, But if it takes a full tank of gas to get to where you're going, you might want to take that in consideration, keeping your tank full. In my case, as long as I've got a half a tank, I can get to where I need to go. And that's just kind of how I set things up. But you know, it's not going to be a sanitized, sterile, orderly thing that we typically, you know, experience during a chaotic crisis event such as SHTF or a lockdown or some crazy martial law, who knows. But I think if you learn to travel light, like I said, a condensed version of your go bag, you know, with you all the time, you have a much better chance to get to where you're going safely, with some chance. Sorry for the wind if it's picking it up. It's a pretty blustery day today, but I just wanted to mention that if you watch my video from yesterday, you'll see that container cabin is pretty well, you know, finished out as far as, you know, survivability. I'm not saying comfort, I'm not saying luxury, of course not, but it's got the things that I need to survive should it happen. So I just wanted to kind of circle back to that video and explain why I set it up that way. It is a long-term bug out location that's fairly well stocked with all the needy things, the hardware and such, that I would have to get through a situation. And I'm talking everything from meds to first aid to clothing to toiletries to liquor, all that. So I would encourage people to kind of think that way, get that mindset, because you may be having what you have wherever you're at to go to where you need to be. So hopefully this helps some of y'all. I don't know. Again, I don't have all the answers. It's just my opinion, of course. Every day we see videos and news that the world continues to slide sideways and fall apart. So I hope everybody is paying attention. You got your head on a swivel and is ready to make a move should it be that time to do so. So with that, everybody have a good week. Keep prepping. Stack it deep. Long live the Republic.